Hello and welcome back. Today I want to speak about the number one metric that's being overlooked on Amazon and it's costing you a lot of profit. So what is that? Let's get into it. It's CTR, click-through rate. You probably heard it. It means how many people are actually clicking on your listing. You have impressions, you have click-through rate, and then you have conversion rate. So impressions is the traffic part of the metrics and how many people are actually looking at the listing, right? That is a great indication of is your product being seen enough. If you don't have enough impressions, it means that usually your product is not seen enough and it's not placed where it should be. Remember, most of the sales on Amazon happen on the first page and on the first top 5 to 7 products. That's where most of the sales happen. So why is click-through rate so important? Now, if you have a lot of impressions but your click-through rate is low, it means you will be probably paying a lot more in cost per click. And I'll explain why. So let's say from 10,000 people, only 1 or 2 are clicking. That is an extremely low click-through rate. It means that something in your listing, product, pricing, or reviews is not appealing enough. Now, of course, there's click-through rates between different type of listings, and there's click-through rate averages between different type of categories. Some listings with over 1% click-through rate, that is super amazing. Some with even 0.60% are doing good. It really depends on how many impressions you're getting as well. So that's very important. But for what I've seen, anything over 1% is usually good. You get over 2 and 3%, you're really starting to become very, very good. And of course, over 44%, it's really great click-through rate. Anything under 0.50, it's where you really need to start looking at your listing. And of course, everything that I'm saying is if your ads are not working and you're not profitable. So if your click-through rate is under 0.5%, 0.50, and you're profitable and you're making very good sales and you're profitable, that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not working, but I would still think about changing maybe something. And what are the changes I will do to increase the click-through rate? First, I want to make sure my main image is appealing. How do I know if my main image is appealing? What are you selling first? Let's say it's creatine gummies, right? I always go back to creatine gummies, but I think they're the hot thing right now, so a lot of people know them. So creatine gummies or protein powder, make sure you actually show what the product is. So if it's strawberry creatine gummies, put the gummy out. Put the strawberry taste next to it, like a strawberry thing, right? Put how many creatine gummies come into the package. Make sure you're as visual as possible, because if they're looking at the images, they're looking only at that. Make sure it's visual as possible. The title, make sure that the title actually explains pretty fast and quickly what the product does before they even click on it. And of course, something that's always very underrated is pricing. If you're not priced competitively, you're starting on the back foot, especially when you're launching a product. When someone is looking for creatine gummies, what do you think is one of the first things they're looking? Reviews, of course, but price. If you're super highly priced and you don't have any proof in the marketplace, and the way you get proof in this marketplace are reviews. If your reviews are not great or you don't have enough reviews and you have a competitor that is priced either the same or highly above you, but it's been around for a long time, it has a lot of reviews, better main image, they're going to click through it. Remember, Amazon is a competitive marketplace. If you're not getting the sale, probably someone else is getting the sale, and a lot of the time are going to be your competitors. So you need to kind of understand how that works and the mindset of the customer. Instead of just thinking about the data of what Helium 10 is providing, your data dive, make sure you're actually being more customer centric. Every brand that I've seen that does very well and it works very well, they always think about customer first. Instead of, okay, Helium 10 is telling me this or Data Dive is telling me this, which both of these are amazing softwares and we use them. But you actually need to use some logic and some common sense of what the customer wants. Because if you don't, you're putting yourself in a nameless and shapeless and faceless brand, which you don't want to be. You want to make sure that the customer is number one, and that's who you're selling for. Remember, you're selling to the customer. So now my rant about customer centric being over, now let's actually get into how to improve your click-through rate. So main image, make sure you have all the details, high quality as possible. Title, explain what it does before they even click, or at least explain what the product is before they click. Reviews, super important. Reviews have to be there. The more reviews, the better. If you don't have reviews, you don't have proof in the marketplace. When was the last time you bought something from Amazon when it didn't have reviews? Not many times. Now, it doesn't mean you have to have 1,000 reviews. 5, 10, 2, 3, even 1 is better than 0. Literally, even 1 is better than 0. I've seen tripling in click-through rate when it went from 0 reviews to 2 reviews, like tripling, and of course, doubling in profits and tripling in revenue. So really make sure you have reviews. It doesn't need to be thousands, but something is better than nothing. And as I said, pricing is super important. If you don't have good pricing, you're not going to compete. When you're launching a product, that's very important. Be price competitive. And of course, if your product is good, the momentum is going to catch. You're going to get more sales. And what's going to happen is then you can increase your price. But at the beginning, when you don't have a brand, when nobody knows you, you have to be a little bit underpriced. and then slowly but surely start coming up, start coming up. Ideally, you want to add some vouchers, some special deals, some lightning deals, something to entice the customer to come in. You get the momentum, you have a good product, you're in. As the last part of the video, I want to really run you through some numbers. I'm going to put some numbers on the screen. So you're going to see here that we improved this listings click-through rate from 0.5 to 1.5, which is triple, and the profit and the conversion rate went through the roof. When I say went through the roof, it really made a big difference. And this is the same listing. All we did is change the main image, slightly adjust the title, and that's it. We didn't change the price, we didn't change anything else. That tripled it. So the product was in the supplement niche and it wasn't clear enough, it wasn't high quality enough. When we came on board on the client and we did our initial audit, we saw that the click-through rate was very low. The conversion rate was quite low as well. So the first thing we did was change the main image, change the title, and the click-through rate just went off the chains. So if your click-through rate goes up, your profits usually go up. And your ad spend will usually go lower because your conversion rate tends to improve when your click-through rate goes up. Really, click-through rate is so underrated. Everyone is thinking it's impression, but click-through rate is something I'll definitely think. I hope you liked the video. A lot more to come. See you later.